Okay, guys. So this is my 13 by 9 baking dish. You could probably easily do this actually on a cookie sheet now that I think about it. But we're going to do it like this since I already put a little avocado oil in here. The original recipe did not say whether or not to grease this or not. So rather than have it all stick, I decided to just put a little bit down just in case. What you basically need is 2 of the crescent roll sheets. Of course, you could use like real crescent rolls and, you know, just pinch those together, put them in. So I have these 2. I have the sheets, right? And I just grease this very lightly. I got a tip from one of the comments on there. They said to go ahead and for the bottom one, put it in your 350-degree oven for about 6 minutes prior to assembling it, and then putting it back in the oven for the rest of the time. Okay. So 350 degrees, I'm gonna get my oven on. And like I said, I have already lightly greased this. I'm gonna put my hair up actually first, and then I will show you what we're gonna do. All right, guys, so I've washed my hands, I put up my hair, I've opened all my packages, so this won't take forever. Basically what we're doing is we're going to put 1 roll of crescent dough sheets on the bottom. I'm gonna bake it at 350 for 6 minutes. I'm gonna take it out. Then I'm gonna add the rest of our ingredients, which I chose, these are all lunch meats and cheeses, okay? I've got some Black Forest ham, some salami, and some pepperoni. Those are the ones that my boys would like the most. That's what I picked. You know what? I'd curse me. I have some leftover bacon in the fridge. I might throw that in too. No, please, not for you. My cat is thinking he's coming up. So basically, after it comes out, you're going to just layer it on like meat, cheese. And then the woman that made the video did not put any sort of seasoning or dressing in hers. She did, however, put sliced olives and banana peppers, which I think would be fabulous, but my family would not. So it's fine. Onions also would be great. Again, my family wouldn't like that. I hope your family is better with vegetables. Anywho. And then you put your top crust on, and then spread a little melted butter over the top, throw it back in the oven, bake it for, I think it was 30 minutes. I'll check on that to let you know for sure. But I will probably put in there somewhere a little bit of Italian salad dressing kind of squirted in there. I also have some honey mustard. I might do that as well. And since we aren't using any fun vegetables, I might sprinkle a little garlic powder and onion powder in there just for flavoring. I'll show you as we go. All right, so my oven is almost there. Start with my first crescent sheet. Now, like I said before, you don't have to use a crescent sheet. You can use crescent rolls. You know, in all fairness, you probably could use pizza dough. I don't know. Why not? You know, we make this stuff up as we go, right? So, here's our first layer. We're just gonna kind of put this in the pan. Make sure it covers all the edges. And then if you have any holes, obviously you want those squeezed together so that all your products, your ingredients, products, will stay in the dough. Just like so. We'll come up just a little on the edges. All right, guys, that's looking pretty good. Now I'm gonna season it, like I said, just a little bit. Oh, you know, one thing I wanted to say is she also, after she brushes the top with some butter, she also does everything bagel seasoning, which I think would be delicious, and we will also do that, whether my family thinks it's great or not. I just did a little black pepper because I think that sounds delicious. And I'm gonna go with a little onion. onion powder. I think I'll skip the garlic powder actually because I think those salamis have some of that in there. Just a little bit. I'm going to get crazy. Okay, and because I love this myself, I always put oregano on any kind of sandwich I make homemade. So I'm just going to, a little bit in there. You know, you do you. Okay, that's our initial crust. We're gonna pop it in the oven for 6 minutes and then we'll come back. Okay guys, this is cooked at 350 for 6 minutes. It smells super good already because of the onion powder and stuff I put on there. So let's just get at it. I think the girl started with the cheese, but I don't think that really matters. I will though. I've got some provolone here. Use whatever cheeses you like. I just bought a bunch of different ones. Today when I was at the store, they had them on sale. The Sargento brand 3 for $6, I think it was, which was a pretty good buy for them. And I got some salami here. This is thin sliced. So I think I will do 2 pieces per layer. My boys, they are meat lovers. I always joke because if it wasn't for cheeseburgers, I could never eat meat again and be fine, honestly. I mean, it's not that I don't like it. It's just I don't crave it, you know? All right, there's a little salami. And let's see, what do we want to do? Let's go in with some thin Swiss. This is thin. Just gonna put it sort of in between where my last cheese was. Now she put all of her meat on and then another layer of cheese. But I think I'm gonna go with meat, cheese, and see how that turns out for me. Now, remember how I said I was gonna add a little sauce? Just gonna add a little bit of honey mustard. This is Ken's. That's all, because you know, they might want something different, right? Then our next meat we're gonna go in with is some pepperoni. You know, all these salamis and pepperonis, you know, I have no idea how those are made. Exactly, like with the little pepper pieces and stuff in there. It's a mystery. Oop. You use how much meat you want. If you want to layer in the veggies, remember, have at it. I can think of so many delicious options if my family wasn't afraid of vegetables. Honestly, I'll probably have chicken salad for dinner for myself. I don't know for sure. I mean, I'm gonna have to try this, obviously, to see if it's any good. Can't trust those boys. Boys will eat anything with meat and cheese, right? Well, it's pretty tasty, I'm not gonna lie. My daughter actually likes meat a lot too. She probably would love this. You know, I made something not too long back that I thought was great. My son thought was great. My husband was not impressed. It was the bubble pizza. If you know what that is. I gotta wash my hands. It's so greasy. All right. Now I'm gonna go in with some Gouda cheese. This is thicker, guys. My Gouda. I was heating up my bacon in the air fryer, my leftover bacon, and I may have burnt the crud out of it. So it might be a goner as far as being a part of this dish. I'm gonna look at it though. And then let's see, there's something else I have in here. Oh, some Black Forest ham. I put some of that down. They had a real good buy on this at the store. It was buy one, get one free. So of course I did that. You know, the lunch meat people, the way that they slice things can really they leave something to be desired sometimes, don't you think? I feel like sometimes you get a paper thin piece, sometimes you get a thick piece. I think I'm gonna put just a little bit more ham in it. Make this hearty, right? You know what? I'm just gonna use the rest of it. Only have a couple pieces. I mean, this is really no different than like kind of a stuffed pizza situation. There's that. Perfect. Maybe just another splash of dressing. Am I gonna regret this dressing, guys? Is that gonna be weird in there? I don't know. Okay, and I think we'll finish it up with a little more salam. And personally, this is way too much meat for me, and I would never put this much. But this is how much she used, and it was a very hearty situation. I guess you do want to put quite a bit, given that you have these two thick crescent roll crusts, right? I'll just use the rest of the salami. Then we're going to cover it with another layer of cheese, and then the top. Remember, when you go to serve this up, guys, you're going to probably want to cut this with a knife, because if you try to just use a spatula, you know how that's going to go. All your meat will slide out all kinds of everywhere. All right, I think I'll use some Swiss on the top. Yes, I had my cheese sitting on my pot holder. Don't worry about it. That's fine. This is real thin Swiss cheese. Gosh, I wish my family liked vegetables. Actually, I could probably get my daughter to eat the black olives and even onions, maybe. Actually, she'd probably eat the banana peppers too. All right. Does that look delicious? It does, right? All right, guys. We're gonna pop this last crust on top. I had to look at my camera because I thought, did I ever turn this back on to record, or am I just like talking to myself? Because that would be something I would do. All right. Unroll my dough. Boy, this is so soft. I mean, it's really kind of nice, but it's also so soft. You kind of have to work quickly, or else I feel like, you know, it's going to be everywhere. It's going to pull apart. All right, guys. I'm going to stretch this out and show you the last minute of it. Yes, right? All right, guys. This is assembled. I almost forgot to put the bacon on there. It was fine. I remembered, peeled back my crust, threw it on the top, crust down, spread with a little bit of melted butter, everything bagel seasoning, going back in the oven. I don't know, since I pre-baked that, I'm going to keep an eye on it and tell you how long I cook it, okay? Because who even knows?